It's been a while since I've had some tips. Just been super busy working on stuff for our company, and I worked at Unity there for a while, so I was like super. Didn't have a lot of free time, but I found a little bit of time over the holidays to give you guys a few more tips on some of the things and the secret things in Maya that not a lot of people know about, but they come up. They come up every once in a while, and you can stumble upon them. You're like, oh my gosh, this does this now, or this is that, and I do that a lot, doing research and modeling. And currently, this is just one of the environments I'm working on. I'm getting ready to take this guy into Unreal. Just been blocking this out. And I wanted to take some time real quick to show you guys some quick tips for Maya. One of them is cutting. Now, there used to be a tool in Maya. It was kind of like a slice or a plane slicing tool, and they removed it. I really liked it every once in a while to do an absolute cut through these triangles and weird geometry. Like maybe I just need to cut through there and I don't want to have to deal with, because normally you would just get your cut tool, and then if you just cut, like you hit your finger on the shift key, you can get the middle, and then you can go all the way down this way, and that's okay. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt to do that. Um, but if you want to just cut real fast on a very strange geometry, because sometimes hitting the middle doesn't always put you necessarily in the middle if your geometry changes on these other edges. So do an absolute cut. What you can do is you can go in here. I'm just going to one of my other angles, and you can keep your finger on the middle mouse button, and you can drag across, and this will absolutely cut through whatever kind of strange geometry you might have. You don't have to worry about the middle key misguiding you as your geometry changes on different levels. This will absolutely cut through the whole thing. And I just let go, and bam, there you go. You have a cut that goes all the way through cleanly, and you can get exactly what you need if that's what you need at that particular time. And I thought that was kind of cool, and I stumbled upon that. I thought it was really awesome. Pretty cool. So let me show you a few more things. I was going to make this video in three different sections, but I'm just going to make it as one because that didn't take long to show you. There's another tool which Maya allows you to work with, and it isn't up here, but you're more than welcome to use a Mel script. I'm going to type down here in just a second, and you can middle mouse drag that Mel script even through your Mel script browser, and you can use that as a function. Oh, looks like I put it up here too fast. Let me rip him off real quick. There we go. And you can middle mouse drag any of these Mel scripts that you find and use. You can grab them, and the one we're going to use is the poly retopo tool. I can middle mouse drag him and bring him to my shelf, and I can click that, and then from now on that can be used. Now you're like, well, what is this? What is this poly retopo tool? Well, there's an automatic retopo system, and let me minimize this. He's kind of getting on my nerves. That Maya has that we can run through MailScript, specifically in these cases when I'm sculpting. Now this guy's a victim of sculpting, pushing, and pulling, and this is an older version of the one that I made, but I want to show you how this works. We can get some clean, even topology at just a blink of an eye. So to be able to do that, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type in poly, and then I'm going to do re topo, and then I'm going to do a colon in there, and I'm going to hit enter. Now when you do this, Maya will automatically, and I have an instance on the other side, and that's why the other one changed, automatically give this nice even topology now. Really nice, really clean. And I can go in here and lower this. Like say, hey, I don't want it that high. I can just put 1,000. You can even go lower if you want to, and this works really great for hard surface objects. It is amazing. And that's really nice to be able to do that. You can mess with a few other parameters in here. There's curve singularity. This allows you to customize it to if you want. I like the nice even flow of the defaults, so you're more than welcome to play with some of this. You have like tangent, edge, length, minimum, maximum. I'm not going to mess with all that, but I think that actually works really cleanly. Really nice, really awesome. And let me show you another way this can work really good for a little more complicated geometry. Say you're boolean, you're cutting into objects. I'm going to grab the cylinder, then grab the cube. I'm going to go in here and do booleans, and we're going to do difference. Oh, I always do that backwards. Let's grab the cube first, then the cylinder. So it's the target object, then the last thing you select is the object that's cutting into the item. I should know that from teaching. It's easy to forget that if you don't use this all the time. So difference, and you'll see that I've now cut into this piece of geometry. Now the nice thing about this, and let me pull up my outliner again. The nice thing about this is I can now go in here. Oh, we don't want the mail script, with the outliner. And I can move this around if I need to. So if I need to go in here and grab this cylinder, I can replace him into the place that I want. And that's nice. I can, shift and move it around. But you notice the topology is garbage. So we can run a remesh, which is another one you could do. There's a remesh one. But I don't want to do that, because I want to go straight to remesh. It's just another step you don't need to do. The best thing to do is to go straight to topology, because that's what you want. You want to remake this so that it has clean geometry. And the nice thing about that is we can still move this around to what we want to place it. And you can put it any way, shallow, as thick as you want. Moves a lot better now. But watch what's going to happen. We're going to compare this to the topology here. So let's I can make sure we grab the right thing. Grab this guy. And poly. And you have to put poly for remesh too, so I didn't show that in my typing. Retopo, and then we do the colon, and then we hit enter. And we get these same results. Really cool. Now I can go and move this around. It's a little bit slower though, because it's calculating all the different divisions. But this is pretty cool. And this allows me to go in here and mess with this on a level that allows me to see what I'm going to get with the retopo. Now, if you go too far, it's going to kick out. Just keep that in mind. But this allows me to shift this and move this in the place that I want. And then we have some fairly decent, clean topology on this guy. Now, if you don't like some of the outputs that you're getting, remember, it's trying to relate to the curve. This is giving you a curve because it's naturally trying to go around these edges, which is really ideal. But what we can do is go in here and into our poly retopo, we can lower the amount. So if we need to make this a little bit more cleaner, we can do so. And you can even go, even lower if you want to. Say you're doing this and you want to make an LOD. This is really helpful for level of detail, specifically if you're working in games. You're like, I have a really complicated piece of geometry. How do I lower this and keep it clean? You retopo it. You retopo it, and then you control the amount of detail that you have with that. It's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. All right, that's about it. Just want to show these real quick tips to you guys. I'll try to have some more in the next few days. I do have a little bit of free time coming up, and hope you enjoyed it.